I think another aspect we discussed in our panel was about how much we can trust AI, because we will start to increasingly collaborate with AI. And in all collaboration, we need trust. So that's one area in which I'm interested and working on. And there are limits of trust, but there can be distrust or mistrust, because we might create scenarios where AI can do social good, but these scenarios can be used, or the AI can be applied in different case studies. So we might create a perfect tool that is meant for social good or for good purposes. And the question is this, somebody else might invent a different scenario of use where AI is not, used for the same purpose, or it can be a different purpose that can be against our interests or against what we initially designed the tool for. So that's kind of calls for more being careful about how AI can be applied in different contexts, because the same algorithm can be trained for some purpose, perhaps reuse in many other contexts or for different purposes. So that's something that we have to consider for the future.
Thank you. Hi, I'm James Barlow from Imperial College. I don't have an answer to the studying AI in under-researched areas, but I just wanted to sort of follow on from the trust point. And I was a little gap because I watched these presentations on Zoom in my hotel, and then I transferred here. So this may have been addressed, but one thing I haven't heard any discussion of today really is regulation and policy, and you know, the kind of messy real world of that we live in, and particularly in healthcare, but you know, law as well. You know, things don't happen in a vacuum. So I suppose I would like to hear more about the way we think regulation and you know, the past institutions that are all out there will push back will shape the future. And it's all been a pretty kind of rosy, well, not rosy view of the future, but a sort of a view of the future that seems to suggest that, you know, we're on this kind of path, and you know, we'll all be in the metaverse, and you know, we'll download our memories to you know, whatever. And so yeah, it's just sort of, you know, trying to inject a little bit of kind of realism. Now, I spent 25 years looking at innovation in healthcare, and you know, nothing happens without the real world around you shaping it.
No, actually, I was thinking whether, I mean, first of all, is it so? I mean, you mentioned about healthcare innovation. I mean, so is it about AI so different in this aspect? I mean, is it every technology? Yeah, every technology is trying to catch up, the regulation trying to catch up with the capability, and also coming back to the trust issue. I mean, is it that you trust the algorithm which was done by Google better than some unknown? You know, so that's again coming back with this institution part of it. You know, whether who developing this algorithm. So again, yeah, there is a broader context to be brought in.
Programmers increasingly rely these days on open source software. So it's they just reuse software that it's designed, they tested, so they reuse.
No, AI won't exist without the cloud and the open source, because there's a lot of things brought together into the it's quite distributed in that aspect.
Yeah, more and more about regulation than that. I have the answer of how AI is going to be regulated, but just two literatures that I think can inform us is law and society literature. Lauren Edelman's done a lot on the back and forth between like real organizations and regulators and how they shape one another. And then the literature in institutional entrepreneurship has how people can actively shape regulation.